Tamra judge explains fallout with fired RHOC star Alexis Bellino. Season 18 of The Real Housewives of Orange County ended weeks ago, but the drama continues. First, we learned that Alexis Bellino was fired after her dramatic return to the show, and Bravo fans popped their champagnes and celebrated the good news. However, that's not the only interesting development happening among the cast. Despite their tight friendship last season, the relationship between Alexis and Tamra Judge has taken a turn for the worse. Tamra explained their fallout during an episode of her podcast and affirmed that she's been a good friend to the 47-year-old. No one understood how the two even became friends after their years-long rivalry, with Tamra dubbing her Jesus Jugs during a heated altercation at the Season 7 reunion. Viewers believe that Tamra joined forces with the blonde beauty to take down Shannon Beater, but did she jump ship when that plan backfired? RHOC's Tamra Judge talks about her fallout with Alexis Bellino. Tamra and her two teeths in a pod co-host, Teddy Mellencamp, discussed Alexis firing on an episode of their podcast. The RHOC star explained how and why things went left between herself, Alexis, and Heather Dubrow. Tamra and Heather were Team Alexis all season, but the duo blindsided her in the episode after the reunion when they visited Shannon's home to spill some tea about John Jansen. She was very upset about that, said Tamra, sharing that she spoke to Alexis on the phone after the episode aired. I said, listen, we were strictly told not to tell you. As for why Alexis was kept in the dark about the scene where the duo met with Shannon, well, that's obvious. Johnny J and Alexis seem to have the press on speed dial. There would have been a big chance that they would have went to the press and got ahead of it, reasoned Tamra. Alexis questioned if her friendship with Tamra was real. During Alexis' interview with Carlos King, she shared that she was friends with Jennifer Pedranti and Katie Janela. She also claimed to be working on rebuilding a friendship with Heather and Tamra after their betrayal. However, Tamra was already looking at Alexis sideways after a visit with her before the final episode aired. I went to her house to see how she was doing. We hung out for a little bit and for some strange reason, she goes, "Are you my friend or my TV friend?" shared the RHOC star. Tamra said she told the mom of three she had already proven that by standing by her side, despite the brutal backlash from viewers. I actually threw my own self under the bus and got ran over this season because I was friends with her, exclaimed Tamra. Tamra Judge, never one to shy away from drama, recently opened up about her fallout with former Real Housewives of Orange County co-star Alexis Bellino, shedding light on a feud that's been brewing for years. Tamra's candid revelation came during an episode of her podcast, where she addressed the whispers, the back-and-forth digs, and the simmering tension that ultimately led to their estrangement. Let's just get it out there, Tamra began, her voice carrying that mix of bravado and vulnerability fans have come to know and love. People always ask me what happened with Alexis, and honestly, it's not one thing, it's a lot of little things that added up. Their relationship, she explained, had always been a roller coaster. During Alexis' time on RHOC, she was often the target of criticism, with Tamra leading the charge in questioning Alexis, keeping it real persona. Tamra didn't mince words when discussing how Alexis' overly glamorous lifestyle and holier-than-thou attitude rubbed the group, and her in particular, the wrong way. I think it started when Alexis would come to events and act like she was above it all, Tamra recalled. She'd show up late, have this air about her, and honestly, it felt like she thought she was better than us. And for me, I can't deal with that kind of fake energy. Tamra pointed to one infamous moment from their time on RHOC as a turning point. During a heated group dinner, Tamra memorably accused Alexis of being phony and pretentious. The dinner spiraled into chaos, with Alexis breaking down in tears and claiming she was being bullied. At the time, Tamra felt justified in her remarks, but looking back, she admitted she might have handled it differently. I'll own my part in that, Tamra said. I could have been kinder, but at the same time, I was speaking my truth. If I'm feeling like someone isn't being authentic, I'm going to call it out. That's just who I am. After Alexis exited the show, Tamra revealed that their interactions became sporadic. While there was no dramatic blowout or single incident that severed their ties, Tamra admitted that the rift deepened over time due to what she described as mutual misunderstandings. Alexis and I would occasionally run into each other at events or through mutual friends, Tamra said. And every time it was awkward. It was like there was this unspoken tension. I'd hear she said something about me, and then I'd respond, and it just snowballed from there. One incident that Tamra highlighted as particularly hurtful occurred off camera. According to Tamra, Alexis had allegedly made disparaging remarks about her business ventures, including Kit Fitness. Tamra, who has always been fiercely protective of her entrepreneurial efforts, didn't take kindly to the perceived slight. When I heard she was throwing shade at my gym, I was like, really, Alexis? Of all things, you're going after that? Tamra said. It felt petty and unnecessary. Tamra's decision to address the fallout publicly was also spurred by Alexis' recent comments on social media. In a now-deleted post, Alexis hinted at being betrayed by a former friend, which many speculated was aimed at Tamra. The cryptic message reignited interest in their feud, prompting fans to demand answers. I saw her post and I was like, here we go again, Tamra said, rolling her eyes. It's like she wants to play the victim card, but she's not innocent in this. It takes two to tango. Despite the lingering animosity, Tamra acknowledged that time and perspective have softened her feelings toward Alexis. She admitted that while they might never be best friends, she doesn't harbor ill will. I don't hate Alexis, Tamra said. I think we're just very different people with very different values, and that's okay. Not everyone has to like each other. When asked if she'd ever consider mending fences with Alexis, Tamra hesitated before responding. Never say never, she said cautiously, but it would take a lot of honest conversations and apologies on both sides, and I'm not sure we're there yet. Tamra's reflections on her fallout with Alexis also touched on the broader dynamics of being a housewife. She admitted that the pressures of reality TV often exacerbate conflicts, making it difficult to maintain genuine friendships. The show is like a pressure cooker, Tamra explained. You're constantly being pitted against each other, and everything you say or do is amplified. It's hard to separate what's real from what's for the cameras. Ultimately, Tamra hopes that sharing her side of the story will bring some closure to the situation. She's ready to move forward, focusing on her family, her businesses, and her ongoing journey as a reality TV icon. Life's too short to hold grudges, Tamra said. I've learned that you have to let go of the negativity and focus on what truly matters. And for me, that's my happiness and my peace. As for Alexis, only time will tell if she's willing to meet Tamra halfway. For now, the two remain at an impasse, their once tenuous friendship a distant memory. But in the world of housewives, where alliances shift and feuds reignite at the drop of a champagne flute, anything is possible.